I made 54% on Amazon with one line on my chart. No gamma levels, no secret institutional order flow, and definitely not some $600 a month gamma scanner telling me where the smart money might be. I have one purple line because it will tell me the same information, and the best part is it's free. Here's the thing most traders don't understand. Every single candle on your chart is a battle between buyers and sellers. That's it. That's all the market is. It's buyers pushing price up, sellers pushing price down, back and forth all day, every single day. The purple line reads every single one of those battles and tells you the score. You don't need to watch every play in real time. You just need to know who is winning. This is why I haven't changed my indicators in 6 years. While you're there with gamma exposure charts and no trading profit to show for it, I've got one line that has built my entire career because it allows me to react to price, not predict. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what that line is, how it works, and how I use it to make 54% on Amazon in under 10 minutes. Let's get into it. This is the one indicator I have used every single day for 6 years. This is the exact trade that allowed me to make 55% in minutes. We can see price formed a beautiful flag. Here's our flag here, literally right out of a textbook. We took an entry off the magical purple line. You can see our average cost was $1.20, and we made well over 55% on this trade. All we did is we entered here, we sold some at the highs, and then we rode it. This is what trading looks like. It's a simple entry and a simple exit system. However, traders like to complicate things too much. You have to understand that most traders in the stock market are not as smart as you think. It's a bunch of Wall Street frat bros clicking buttons at their desk. The best part about this purple line is it works in any market condition. It doesn't matter if the market goes up, and it definitely doesn't matter if the market goes down. If you struggle with having a bias, you need to pay attention very closely. We can see we're above the purple line here, so we take it long. We're below the purple line, we take it short. It's a very simple concept. And what I see is traders struggle all the time, especially when the market conditions are bearish. They feel like they're betting against America. But in reality, you're not. You're just playing the momentum in front of you. I don't care if the stock market goes up or down. I will make profitable trades no matter what. So let me ask you a serious question. What is easier to understand? Over here, we have one purple line. Over here, we have MACD, Fibonacci's, Bollinger Bands, whatever this is, just absolute noise. You have RSI is printing. You have so many different signals, but the problem becomes just because you've watched 200 videos, you're pretty sophisticated, right? You have all these indicators on your screen. It doesn't mean anything in trading. It doesn't mean that you make consistent profitable trades. Well, why? The problem becomes is you start to over-engineer or overfit if you're a quantitative trader. And that means that you have all this different criteria. You're looking at the gamma levels, you're looking at the MACD, you're looking at the RSI, the Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci's. I mean, I can list off indicators for days, but by the time you check all of your sources, the play is already at the high of day. You already missed the move, and that can become very frustrating. That's why I preach all the time is you need to have an easy system. Because again, just because you watch all the videos, you're a part of all these discords, you have all these cool fancy tools, it doesn't mean that you actually make any money in trading. The only indicator you need in this market is the 8 EMA. You don't need all this nonsense. You don't need MACD. You don't need RSI. You don't need Bollinger Bands. You don't need any of that. Why? The 8 EMA is so powerful because it tells us the trend. It tells us if a stock is going up and also tells us if a stock is going down. That's all we really care about. If we buy calls when a stock is going down, that is going to be very problematic because if you look at probability, if a stock is going down, it's likely going to continue going down, meaning that we have maybe a 50-50 shot of catching the bottom. However, if we just join the trend, now we have a 70% chance of riding that trend even lower, and that is how we quickly fix our win rate. Next, it tells us where the buyers and sellers are. We don't have to guess. We don't have to look at these crazy amount of data. We don't have to know any of that. All we know is the buyers and sellers are going to be at the 8 EMA because that is the trend. So we know buyers are going to be there and sellers are going to be there. On the flip side, it also shows us support and resistance. You have to understand that EMAs are based off the candles. It's the averages of the candles. Which is unique about EMAs is they now become dynamic support and resistances. They're constantly changing as there's new data flowing in to the market. You'll have people say, well, they're a lagging indicator. Okay, well, if a stock is at all-time highs, where's the resistance? It's at all-time highs. There is not any resistance. So you have to use EMAs in order to make judgment calls in order to make profitable trades. It will tell us everything with one line, and you don't need hundreds of confirmation. A lot of traders struggle with the analysis paralysis because they have way too much going on. If you cannot look at a stock and say it's a long or a short, you really need to start clipping away at your indicators. And what do I mean by clipping away? You click the delete button and you throw them into the trash, because by the time you get confirmation from your hundreds of tools, you will miss the trade every single time. So how does the ADMA work? It's extremely simple, and all you need to do is follow these tool rules. On the left side here, we have a bullish example. In a bullish trend, the ADMA will be below the candles. And what does that mean? This is the dynamic support. Okay, so the EMA is acting as support as price goes up into the right. That is key here, because when it acts as dynamic support, especially in a breakout stock, we need something that we can buy risk off of. You do not want to chase the highs and then deal with a little bit of pullback just to stop out to see this thing go higher. You always want to buy off support and sell at resistance. That is how trading works. The best part is the 8 EMA works as the dynamic support. So if you buy at the 8 EMA, congratulations, you are now buying at support. In a bearish example, it's basically the same thing as a bullish example, except it's on the flip side. You want to short as close as you can to the 8 EMA, because this is our dynamic what? It is our dynamic resistance. Okay, remember, you want to sell at resistance, meaning that you want to short the stock. You want to buy puts because that means that you're shorting at resistance. That is why the 8 EMA is so strong, because it's the dynamic support and resistance. Now, before I go further and do some more trade reviews, this is how you add the 8 EMA to TradingView. If you use something different, these steps are not going to apply to you. So please, whatever brokerage or charting software you use, go ahead and figure out those steps. However, I use TradingView for my charts. I find it the best. Your first step is you're going to click indicators. So this is going to be in the top left of your screen. Once you open TradingView, you're going to click indicators. Then once that tab pops up, you're going to be prompted to type in something. So in this case, you're going to type in moving average. Make sure that it is moving average exponential. Okay, if you put in a moving average simple, your charts are going to look a lot different than mine. So make sure it is moving average exponential. That is where the EMA, okay, the E comes from. Okay, and SMA comes from simple moving average. So make sure you have the EMA. Step 3 is once you add it to your charts by double clicking on this name. So you double click here, it's going to show up in the top left hand corner of your charts. So what you're going to do is click on this little cog wheel. You're going to then change the length to 8. Okay, if you want to use a 9 EMA or a 13 EMA or a 5 EMA, you would just change the length in here to those EMAs. However, I use the 8 EMA. Then you're going to click on style, go over style, and make sure you change it to purple. This is the most important step. Okay, everyone loves the purple line. You're going to hit OK, and congratulations, you just added the 8 EMA to your chart, and you are ready to rock and roll and to trade with the strategy. So let's look at a couple of trade examples. This is a SPY bullish trade example. So we can see the 8 EMA is going up and to the right. So we know that this is a trend day. We know that buyers are sitting at the 8 EMA and sending it to the highs. We don't want to come up here and try to short this. Why? Because as the 8 EMA comes up, it means the buyers are coming closer and closer to us. And if we're short, what's going to happen? We are going to get squeezed out. So remember, we're above the 8 EMA. This is bullish. If you're above the 8 EMA, it means bullish, meaning you want the stock to go up and to the right. Your entry is off the first dip to the 8 EMA. So we can see we get over the 8 EMA, okay, make a large move, pull back a little bit, come down, tap the 8 EMA. This is your first entry. So this would be more of a veteran trader, okay? So a veteran trader would come in here, and if you're new and this type of entry scares you, have no fear. The best part about the LE model and 8 EMA is it offers multiple entries. And what we would do here is we would scale this. So we would scale out our contracts. We sell some at the highs and keep going until eventually we get a little bit too exhausted, a little too extended from the 8 EMA, and we would sell the rest, okay? It's very, very simple type of trading system. However, again, this type of entry is a little bit more advanced. So let's say you miss this entry. You miss it. This happens all the time. Maybe, you got a work call, the kids are bothering you, something like that. So what you would do is you wait for it to pull back. Okay, what do I mean by pull back? Is this a small baby dribble down to the 8 EMA? And you can see it comes down to 8 EMA. It starts to catch and price moves to the highs. All you would do is you would buy as close to the EMA as possible, and you would sell it at the high of day. Okay, buying at support, the 8 EMA is our dynamic support, and we're selling at resistance, which is the high of the day. The best part about this is there's no chasing. If you look at your trade data and you have a problem where you have FOMO, all you have to do is tell yourself, I'm only going to buy as close to the EMA as possible. And I'm telling you, you will transform your trading overnight. My biggest problem when I was a new trader was buying the candles all the way up here, finally getting stopped out because I'm down 40% on my 0 days, only to watch it to go to highs without me. There's absolutely no chasing and trading. Just be patient and wait for your entries. Let's look at a bearish example. This is Tesla. We can see Tesla is below the ADMA. That means it's bearish. Okay, so a bearish stock is likely going to continue down and to the right. You're going to short the first pop to the ADMA, which is here. This is the first pop to ADMA. See, here it breaks down from the ADMA. Now it's extended. It pops back up. We're going to hit it. We're not going to chase the lows. We're not going to say it's at the bottom. No, we are then going to ride this thing until we get what we call a tweezer bottom. If you're not familiar with tweezer bottom, it looks like this. However, if we were to use these fancy tools, it could possibly print saying, hey, there's a bunch of gamma here, so that means I'm going to go long. Well, you went long and you maybe made about 10% before it dumped even lower. That's why I use the ADMA. Look, it comes up, it hits ADMA, it rejects, you enter even more puts, and you ride this thing down to the lows. Remember, when you're shorting a stock in a bearish trend, you want to sell at resistance, aka buy puts at resistance, and then do what? You're going to sell or take profit at support. What's support going to be? It's going to be the low of the day. You'll see here, another classic example is there's no chasing here. We're not buying the bottom. We're not looking at all these fancy tools, getting all this weird confirmation. No, we're literally waiting until it hits the purple line, buying puts and selling at the lows. Purple line, buying puts, sell at the lows. That is how you trade. It should be very simple. You may have heard this and been like, whoa, that sounds way too easy. There's no way it works. Classic. I hear that all the time. But let's actually cover the full trade of how I made 55% in minutes. So here's my entry, and then here is my percent change, which is 55%. So I'll see you on the charts. Welcome back, everyone. So here we are. We're at the charts, and we are looking at Amazon. This is on the 10-minute time frame. Now I'm going to put on my LE level script. So this script here is free in the free Discord. You're more than welcome to grab it. And here we go. So we see Amazon makes a huge move off the open. This is a massive candle. You may say, well, Ellie, shouldn't I buy all this ADMA here? Well, this is a very fast move. And if you're fast enough, if we watch it, maybe you somehow got a dip down there. The likelihood of you getting filled with options is very limited. So Amazon makes a large move. That's great. What we're waiting for is a pullback down to the EMA. Why would we not wait for a pre-market high pullback here? Well, the reason we're not going to wait for a pre-market high pullback here is because the ADMA is crossing above the pre-market high. Remember, it's levels first and then EMA. Well, the EMA is clearly going to be first because it's crossing over the pre-market high. So let's just draw an arrow here. This would be our absolute ideal entry in order to get our first fill. That would be a perfect entry. Let's see as the play plays out what actually happens and how we have to use discretion in our trading to make sure we hit good entries. So we play out and now we're starting to pull back. Great, okay? We pull back, great, but now the EMA is well above. We're not going to come in here and slap this thing and chase it at the highs. Why? Because if we were to do that, we would have to risk all of this area down here. So our long short position would look something like this. So if we buy here, we'd have to risk this, and our reward is the high of the day. Okay, this is about a 1-to-1. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a real big ripper. Okay, so what do? We wait for it, and now, okay, we would have got stopped out. Maybe we panicked a little bit. Okay, if we chased the highs, we would have stopped out right at, boom, the entry. You see how the candle comes down. Okay, if we look, so if we're looking at this live, okay, let's clean up the chart real quick. Look at this live. So we're watching the ADMA. We're waiting to get as close to the EMA as possible. So ready? We'll see it. See how it's coming down? It's coming down to the EMA. Once we get about here, that's where we're going to hit it. And you can see we hit it. The buyers are showing up. And look, we get a beautiful candle here. Absolute beautiful candle. Our entry, we're looking at something like this. Our entry is probably about right in here. We're going to risk the low of that candle, and we want the high a day. That is what we call a super clean looking trade. This is how you change your life with these type of setups. Look at this. And now all we do is ride this thing to the highs. That's all you do. That is how you trade. Look at the difference between this trade versus the trade that we had so much FOMO that we want to get into. This is absolutely the difference between a profitable and an unprofitable trader. Look at the tight entry here versus the entry you're going to try to smack over here. You're just guessing here versus this as you were pre-planning your entries and you had such a tight risk that even if you lost here, you lost a couple pennies, but you made a couple dollars. That is how you trade. This is how you grow your portfolio, and that is what I want to show you today. So this trade, we waited for the pullback, it hit it, and I can speed this up a little bit, and we just rode this thing all day, and it was a super clean trender. Did not break the 80 EMA, hit the highs, and we got a few more off there. So if we stretch this out, you can see, oh, I messed that up. You stretch it out, you can see what we actually netted on this trade. I mean, does it get any better than that? Nothing better than a super tight stop loss and massive gains. You only need a couple of these trades a week to really transform your portfolio. Now you probably have a couple questions, so let's go back to the slide deck. So probably have a couple questions. Well, what is the entry? If you have a problem with FOMO and chasing and all that, all you have to do to fix that is listen to me very carefully, is you enter as close to the EMA as possible. Now, sometimes you may not get an entry exactly at the EMA. Use your judgment, use common sense. If the stock is $600 and it's 5 cents away from the EMA, you can't buy anything in the world for a nickel nowadays, okay? As close to the EMA as possible. Your next question, well, where do I stop out? I showed it on this trade example, but I did not talk about it in detail. Your stop loss goes at the candle highs or the lows you entered on. So if you entered on a candle like this for a long, then your stop loss goes at the lows. If you entered at a candle like this and you're short, your stop loss goes at the high of the candle. So at the highs would be for puts or for short, and at the lows would be for calls or longs. Next question is, well, what if I get stopped out? What if it wicks below real quick to 80 MA and then continues to go higher? Yes, that happens in trading. Re-entries is extremely common. People say there's only one entry, one exit. Nope, that's completely wrong. Yes, if it wicks below and immediately goes back up, you can get back in because you likely took a small loss. Remember though, if you trade the stock twice and it's just not doing what you want it to do and you lose both of those trades, you're done for the day. Because what it opens you up to is revenge trading. And a lot of times when this happens, you hit it 3, 4, 5 times, you just get chopped up in a big red mess. Do not do that. Now, how many contracts should I leave for a runner? If you're trading a small account and you're trading one contract, you don't have any runners. So what do you have to do? You have to hold that thing and you have to milk it the entire trade until the 8 EMA finally breaks down. However, if you're trading a larger account, say you're trading 3 contracts, leave 1 contract as a runner. If you're trading 10 contracts, you're going to leave 2 to 3 for a runner. If you're trading 100, you're going to leave 25. The key is you always want to leave a small piece just in case it makes that parabolic move. You do not want to be in a situation where you take all your profits only to watch, a classic example is Amazon, go from 230 to 250 in one day, and you don't have any contracts because you sold everything for 20%. That is not how it works. The reason you leave a runner is because when you're wrong and you get chopped up, 1 runner will save you from 10 bad trades. Before I go, I want to leave you with one thing. Every candle on your chart is a battle between buyers and sellers. Just look up how candles are formed. That is facts. The ADMA is just the scoreboard, okay? It's just like when you have a crazy parlay and you're just checking the scoreboard to see if you're going to turn $1 into a couple $100 or you're going to lose all your money again and your wife's going to yell at you. You don't need to know why they're fighting. No one cares why they're fighting. No one cares about the story. It makes for great headlines on CNBC, but all I care about is my bank account going up and to the right and feeding my family. You just need to understand who's winning. Are the Bulls or the Bears winning? If you want to join a winning team, the link down below to my free Discord, absolutely amazing community. People are in the active all day, every day, helping people become better traders. Link is down below. That's the winning team. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed night. Peace.